All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Terence Crawford being dissed by Tim Bradley over his accusations related to Bob Arum, and this should surprise absolutely nobody. Let's talk about that in this video. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Terence Crawford sued Bob Arum for breach of contract and claims racial bias. Tim Bradley, who is a longtime friend of Terence Crawford, who is a longer time business associate of Bob Arum and a member of Top Rank Stable, and now works for ESPN, says he ain't buying it and rejects what Terence Crawford had to say. Before we get into the subject matter of that, though, please make sure, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of when we release more videos. And thank you so much, guys, for your support on the channel. Yeah, man. So Terence Crawford sues Bob Arum for a breach of contract. And this is what he sues him for. He says, number one, that I do believe it was in the year of 2019 that Terence Crawford did not get 2 fights as he was promised in his contractual agreement, in his agreement. And on top of it, in 2021, I do believe that he said that he was supposed to be paid $900,000 for because he did not get the Errol Spence Jr. fight. Now, the question is whether or not by paying him $900,000, whether that fulfilled the obligations of Top Rank in that contract, or whether they still owe him that Errol Spence Jr. fight aside from the $900,000 that they paid him, right? Now, in support of that, Terence Crawford and his lawyers came up and said, look, and it talked about the environment that exists at Top Rank and said that Bob Arum basically doesn't have any problem telling people what he thinks about black fighters. He won't admit that he doesn't desire to promote them fairly or equally, doesn't know how to promote them in a way that would make Terence Crawford and guys like him pay-per-view stars, and that he gives preferential treatment to Eastern European fighters and Latino fighters, right? Now, that is what Terence Crawford has accused him of, and Tim Bradley wasn't trying to hear it. Now, if you're not familiar with what Tim Bradley's track record is, Tim Bradley is somebody that is a stone-cold top-ranked guy, and but unlike Terence Crawford, Tim Bradley got every fight that Tim Bradley ever wanted, that he truly wanted. He wanted a Manny Pacquiao fight. I do believe he got 3 Manny Pacquiao fights, right? He got a bunch of different, he had a bunch of different championship opportunities at 140 and 147 pounds. He actually was able to fight guys that were quote unquote on the other side of the street and were PBC fighters. Like he fought Devin Alexander, who I do believe was advised by Al Heyman at the time. So Bob Arum was able to make the fights that he wanted for Tim Bradley. So Tim Bradley, it seems to me, is saying, hey man, look, let me repay the favor of all this years of Bob Arum treating me real nice, and basically get out there and say, look, I had never experienced any of this stuff that Bob Arum, that Terence Crawford is talking about. And he also said, he said he never experienced that. Then he also said, I'm going to leave it at that, as if he could have more things to say about Terence Crawford and the subject matter if he wanted to, man. So, that's just how they doing Terence, man. I've yet to hear anybody that was with Top Rank before, other than Floyd Mayweather Jr., support Terence Crawford in what he's saying. And I find it, I find the whole thing ironic because, Terence Crawford, I do believe, was acting like other people who were saying that about Top Rank were just haters. You know, when they were saying, look, Terrence, please don't sign with Top Rank. They're not promoting you right. They don't know how to promote you. Go to the PBC or go to somebody that is going to actually get you big fights so that you can get your name out there and you can be the pay-per-view star that we want to see you, right? We are the same people we're talking about, you know, the pound for pound, conversations that would take place on ESPN between guys like Teddy Atlas and Andre Ward, and how Teddy Atlas was like, Lomachenko, it's Lomachenko. It's not Andre Ward. It's not Terence Crawford. It's Lomachenko, right? And then after Lomachenko loses to Teofimo Lopez, they still, well, actually, let me not bring that into that. Besides Vasily Lomachenko, they bring on Teofimo Lopez, and they're, you know, in talking about the takeover and promoting Teofimo Lopez to the fullest, to their absolute ability, best of their ability. Same thing with Tyson Fury, doing a lot of promotion for Tyson Fury, talking about how great Tyson Fury is. But every time they talk about Terence Crawford, Terence Crawford is, he's a Sugar Ray Leonard type of talent. But Lomachenko, he is the best fighter I've seen since a young Muhammad Ali, right? Just none of that stuff, man. When you look at Terence Crawford's fights, before they were aired, you see almost no promotion for it up until maybe a day before the fight, but just really didn't seem like, they were really putting anything behind him. And for somebody that is as skilled as he is, as talented as he never really got the big fight. Unlike somebody like Tim Bradley, who really did get the big fights out of Bob Arum. Now, I personally think the reason that Tim Bradley got the fights and Terence Crawford didn't get the fights is because Bob Arum was comfortable that Manny Pacquiao could beat Tim Bradley. And that's why they were like, okay, yeah, we can make that fight for Tim Bradley, because their matchmakers knew that the matchmakers knew that Tim Bradley probably was going to lose to Manny Pacquiao like he did the second and the third time. And in fact, when Tim Bradley had actually beat Manny Pacquiao or got the decision the first time, man, pretty much everybody dumped at Top Rank and outside dumped on Tim Bradley. So, but Tim Bradley is not going to be the type of guy that is going to point to racism. It's just not, it doesn't seem to be much in his nature. And personally, man, any dude that, it's just my opinion, any dude that would dump his trainer, longtime trainer, to go to Teddy Atlas, man, and let Teddy Atlas talk to him all crazy, man, I don't know, man. I think Tim Bradley's a good bit of a yes man out there. Terrific fighter, really tough guy. Definitely would not want to be, caught in an alley trying to fight Tim Bradley. But, Tim Bradley is not the type of guy that's going to stand up and, and talk about that, even if his friend really did have some issues. However, it also seems to me that Terence Crawford wasn't that type of guy until his contract was up and he was looking for other things to do. But anyway, that's my take on the situation. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.